we have a trader who turned $12k into $138,000 in just 4 trades, but then he did one more YOLO. Someone turned just $400 into $21,000 in just 2 days, and we have a trader who possibly made the greatest comeback of all times. And we are starting off with a huge gain by Nanobytes Inc. In the last video he turned 12k into 76k, and now he got his account all the way up to $120,405.73, and he did all of that in just 4 trades. He firstly used the 12k to buy Tesla call debit spreads, which is a bullish strategy when you buy a call option with a lower striking price and sell a call with a higher striking price. That way you limit your maximum profit and maximum loss. He bought them when the stock was trading at more than $20. Then he flipped to put debit spreads, which is a bearish strategy when it jumped to $136. Afterwards he flipped back to call debit spreads when it hit $128, and that is how he got to $76,000. He felt hella bullish, so he doubled or nothing on SPY debit spread with 0 days till expiry, and naturally he didn't set a stop loss because only cowards use stop losses, and if you want 10x gains you need to be willing to blow up your account a lot. But luckily before that happened he closed it at more than $17,000, and after doing that he used the whole thing to sell BBBY put options with a striking price at $3 expiring on Friday. I still find it funny how his account is labeled as safe. For context, he lives in his car and a lot of people were encouraging him to take the money out and buy a house, but he decided to continue and lost it all on selling calls on Tesla. Since open his account is down by 225k and his account is worth negative $12,957.40, and I guess that's the first time I'm seeing risk level labeled as at risk. So he put everything into selling call debit spreads on Tesla for earnings as he was trying to profit from IV crush. It was too far gone by market open, and that is how he lost all of his profits in just 24 hours. And I must say that is the true essence of WallStreetBets, making huge gains and then losing everything in just a couple of trades, and hopefully he somehow recovers. Next up we have a possibly the greatest comeback of all times by 10th Hire. As we can see he's currently up by 36% or around 44k, and his account is worth $165,779.58, and looking at his all-time chart we can see that it goes almost straight up at the beginning, but then it starts falling straight down. There was a point where it looked like he was going to recover, but then his account dropped even lower. Afterwards his chart doesn't make any big moves, and just at the end you can barely see it going literally straight up. So in a span of 2 weeks he brought his portfolio back from a 3-year losing streak, swinging from 120k to 190k to 1k to 165k, trading only Tesla weeklies from the recent bottom, with his largest gain being his 66k earnings bet. For this play he bought 144 Tesla call options with a striking price at $155 and an expiration date on February the 3rd. As a result he more than doubled his initial bet. On first day he said he didn't sell it yet, and Tesla ran up by more than 12% on Friday, so he should be up by even more. So he went from a peak of $190,000 all the way down to $1,000, and then in just 2 weeks he made $165,000. Huge respects to him, and hopefully anyone who lost money can make such an insane comeback. Anyway, next we have an insane gain by Beastie Blue. He turned just $400 into $21,000 in just 2 days. As we can see he started with $402.08, and on the first day he increased it to $6,184.80, and on the second day he got it all the way up to $21,343.74, which means that in just 2 days he was somehow able to multiply his account 53 times. If he started with let's say 10k, he would have made more than $500,000. Anyway, he firstly got it to 6k because he bought 51 Microsoft call options with a striking price at $250 and then some SPY options. So he was firstly on Microsoft and rode the price up from the bottom. So he had an overall idea of the behavior of the market since Microsoft raised in price. SPY usually moves from big companies like Microsoft, Tesla and Google, and he's seen SPY looking to retest $402. So he was like, and bought SPY calls, since everything was going up. He turned $400 into 2k with Microsoft, and then he put those gains into SPY call options with a striking price at $405 and an expiration date on January the 26th. And if you didn't notice, he bought them on January the 25th, so he was gambling his entire account on 1 day till expiry calls. And of course, even after he turned $400 into almost 7k, he didn't sell those calls. Luckily, this time it paid off, as he turned it into $21,300 $143.74, and I'm happy to see that he put 10k into the bank and is going to use 11k to trade, and at the moment he's in Tesla and SPY again. Overall he's up by $7,128 as he took a big L on the AMC squeeze last year. He peaked at 43k from his initial 1k in options, but he sold at 22k. His trading skills and risk management wasn't that good back then, as he was and still is learning. Anyway, next up we have a huge loss by Wolf of Apps 69, who is down by 97% or $36,121.87, and is left with just $800.88. His chart is slowly falling, but then it just takes a nosedive into oblivion, and he lost so much money because he flew too close to the sun, cashed a few smaller wins with Microsoft, IONQ and Snap. He thought he was better than he was, so then he went heavy in bigger positions that fell through, and right now he has 5 call options on Sunrun with a striking price at $27.50 and an expiration date on March the 17th. Next up we have a huge gain by Pacemaker, who's up by more than 5,000% or $50,250, because on January the 20th he bought 250 call options on SPY with a break-even price at around $400 and an expiration date on January 23rd. He bought them at just 4 cents each and sold them at $2.05. It's just amazing that he was able to pretty much turn $1,000 into $50,000 in just 3 days, and on top of that he sold and secured his gains. Next we have an insane gain by Raza M. Shout out to WallStreetBets. If I didn't see everyone mentioning Tesla puts, I wouldn't have known to buy calls. As we can see, he successfully inversed WallStreetBets as he's up by 430% or $103,705, and he's up because on December the 27th he bought 44 Tesla call options with a striking price at $180 and expiration date on June the 16th. And next up we have a loss by a sleep departure 8030. How many of you have been here? In just the past week he's down by 92% or $19,075.45 and is left with around 1.5k, and his chart is relatively flat with an exception of those 2 huge drops, so he sold out of his huge loss. He should have stayed but got scared from the quarter financials. He was in PZZA trying to replicate a swing trade. He bought calls with a striking price at $82.50, then the stock dropped to $78 and at that point he was invested at $2.20 per call, and once it fell to 90 cents he sold, thinking he was just going to lose his other half. Overall he lost 41% on that single day. Then towards the end he just kind of went all in on Tesla puts and got absolutely destroyed. Right now he has 4 call options on IQ with a striking price at $8 and an expiration date on January the 27th, and he put his remaining cash into plug call options with a striking price at $16 for next week. And last but not least we have an insane gain by Aggressive Phone 1982. He turned just $300 into $10,600 in 3 trading weeks. He firstly made around 7k because he bought Apple call options with a striking price at $136 and expiration date on January the 20th. Then he bought Apple calls with a striking price at $140 and an expiration date on January the 27th to get his account all the way up to $10,587.68. So in just 3 weeks he's up by more than 3,400%, which is the same as multiplying your money 34 times. He has high risk tolerance as he usually sells for no less than 150% of profit, because he exclusively does 0 days till expiry at the money to lightly out of the money options. At that level the options are basically 100 to 1 leverage, without the risk of losing multiple times your investments on the ticker C trades. And if you want to see how this trader turned just $450 into $190,000 in just 3 months, click on the video that just popped up. And if that is not enough, smash the subscribe button as you'll help me out a lot in reaching my goal of 500 subscribers. If you have any questions or recommendations, leave them in the comments down below, and thanks for watching.